Statistics or data analysis are merely tools and should not be the spotlight of every research. Kasi kung minsan, yung research kasi is masyado na siyang tool-driven. Like, makita mo sa title mismo na tool na talagang yung nangingibabaw na principle in producing a research. Which is not, because it has to be the reverse. You need the tool to guide you in reaching your topic or your objective. So research is actually a conversation, which means that failure in the part of the researcher or the statistician to communicate the statistical results well, that means the research is a failure. So, okay, so makita natin dito, I specialize in eating small fish, not big fish. Another penguin said, oh yeah, well I am a big fish, but not in a literal sense. Which means that sometimes you just need small statistics to solve a big problem. You do not need to have a very complicated model to address research problems. And it's also not true that for you to be a dissertation candidate or a PhD holder, a PhD candidate writing a dissertation, you don't need sophisticated statistics to achieve your objective. Next. Okay, this is actually a paradigm of the use of statistics in research. Okay, so you need to listen. You need to understand. You need to conceptualize what the data might tell you about the problem. You don't need to really dwell more on the tool. Kasi magbungkal ta og yuta, daghan klaseng abang bungkal ang pwede natong gamiton. Pero ang endpoint is mabungkal ang yuta. Okay? Next one is ask. You don't need to use statistics to solve all of the problems in the world. You start with a few problems of that major problem and solve it one step at a time. And next one is contribute. Remember that you're doing research as an act of contribution to the existing body of knowledge. So dili po na pwede po lang lang nato nga mag-research lang ta kay char na siya. Kaya para lang makakomply sa ato ang kuan, sa ato ang requirement. Because most actually dwell on research because they want to comply something. They want to finish the academic requirement and they just disregard the effort that they have put in the research. Okay? So it should be tripartite. The model should be a tripartite model. You listen, you ask, and you contribute, and the cycle continues. Data analysis is only a bridge towards the attainment of this scientific contribution. Next. Okay, so why is it important for us to consider these things? No? Bakit kailangan nating malaman kung paano maggamit ng statistics? Now again, let's refresh you with the paradigm in doing research. You start with a literature review. Now, sometimes meron akong nai-encounter na mga research, like for example, the use of structural equation modeling in doing research. So, muyo na sila nga, SEM, yun akong gamiton. Okay, social, daghang drawing. But does the literature tell you na SEM yung effective tool for that? Okay? For example, napaipingon sila nga, ay magamit ko og kanang kuan ani oy kanang regression. Kuan usa ka klaseng regression? Ay kuan ra ni ordinary least squares regression ani. But your data is not fit for ordinary least squares regression because you're using count data or binary data. So remember that when you do research, you must align it with your literature review. Your literature will tell you nga mauni ang mga tools nga gamiton sa pagbungkal og yuta. No, dili pwede nga baldi imong gamiton kay wala na siya sa RRL. Your RRL will tell you on the use of statistics in your research. Basically, everything that you do in research should be literature review based. Your literature review will feed you on the specific conversation. It might be na correlational ang direction ng paper mo, which is reflected sa RRL. It might also be that the problem can be found in the RRL because meron tayong research gap. Your research gap is the inability of your RRL to tell you the problem or to tell you the solution of your problem. Okay? So your RRL will also tell you, ito yung weapon na gagamitin mo to solve the problem. Ito yung statistical tool para dyan. Next one is the questions and hypotheses. You do not expect that everything will be answered by your problem. Meron akong colleague before sa master's program na ang intention niya, kasi napaka-academically inclined ng taong yun. So, ang intention niya is gumawa siya ng investment models of the entire region. That was the study of my colleague. Nakapagtapos siya ng final defense, pero after 3 years, or running 4 years, hindi pa din siya nakaka-hardbound. Tapos tinanong ko siya, ate, bakit hindi pa ka pa full-fledged MBA? Ay, kasi na ako bago nakita nga tool mo, na puni akong gamito, na napukoy bago data, i-appeal na po na ako. So why do you have to do that? Because para magkuhan, hindi ako research para good ka nagdaghan kay problema ma-solve. So ang sinabi ko sa kanya, you don't have to solve every problem of this world. Remember, the intention of doing a master's thesis is to provide a contribution. Now, your contribution is not a full package as it is. It's actually just replete with the necessary information that you want to communicate. But in your conclusion, you have to put there a disclaimer or a limitation. Ito yung limitation ng statistical tool ko. Ito yung limitation ng data ko. Ito yung limitation ng RRL. So ito yung pwede mong isuggest sa yung future researchers na sila na ang mag-dwell. Kasi kumbaga, nalapahan na ako tanan, kamo na lay waswas. Ingana ang skema ba, kumbaga. You don't have to solve everything because you are bounded by your questions and hypotheses. You don't have to enumerate 100 hypotheses. Matagal ka pang matatapos yan after 25 years. Okay? Next one is your methodology. Your statistical tools fall under your method or your methodology. Kumbaga, this is your third or second chapter. Sa UM, sa format namin is the second chapter. No, under the IMRAD format. We have Chapter 1, Introduction, Chapter 2, Method, Chapter 3, Results, and Chapter 4, Discussion. We call that IMRAD. The related literature and theory base fall under the first chapter or does not necessarily mean a separate page or a separate part. RRL is found in the first, second, third, and fourth chapters. That's our format in UM. But in other institutions, they are into the problem and its setting or the background of the study. The second one is review of related literature. The third is methodology. The fourth is presentation and analysis of the findings. Chapter 5, summary, conclusions, and recommendations. But basically, the paradigm na common sa lahat is IMRAD. You introduce the problem, the method to use in solving the problem, the results after you have conducted the study, and discussion of the results. That also includes conclusion and recommendation. Your method is very important because it has to be aligned with your problem. It has to be aligned with your theoretical and conceptual framework. And most importantly, it has to be aligned with your statement of the problem. There should be parallelism in doing research. Kaya basic number 1, what is the profile of the respondents? Pagkabot sa imong method, kay quali ka. Ako'y nabalaan na research sa unang nga, ipastat sa ako, 12 ka respondents na correlational o regression. I was shocked. No, because the study forgot that basic and one of the most essential principle of sampling adequacy. So statistics requires sampling adequacy. Results is the output of your statistical analysis. Dito mo na ipapakita yung mga tables natin. So, nayuban nga mga school of thought, ipakita ang word na accept, reject. Napayuban ito nga, low correlation. Mabuta og mga words nga malaganing, paganing. Napay significant, not significant. Napayuban nga school nga insignificant. Kanya mag-away ba yan sa format? No? But in APA format, walang words. No, you just display asterisk P less than 0.05. Anyway, the format will be given to you later. Sige. Implications. Okay, implications are the limiting, it's your direction of doing the research for policy and for research purposes. Sometimes implications are not available or not available in quantitative studies. Usually, it's found in qualitative studies na format. Because you cannot recommend something in a qualitative research, but you might imply a recommendation for policy, research, or practice. Sa quantitative research naman, it's actually okay for us to have implications. Usually, it's limited to yung tinatawag natin na limitations ng study. Ito yung limitation ko sa sample size. Ito yung statistical tool na ginamit ko. So ano-ano yung mga pwede mong i-recommend that may imply a future research direction or a future policy. Okay? Parang may mga nabibewilder. Anyway, you can raise questions randomly. Okay lang ako. Sige? Itong lahat ng ito will point out on literature development. Your literature review shall end on a literature also. Nga naman, because that's the findings that you create. Kana ganing magsulat na ganito sa atong results and discussion, RRL naman na sa mga sumunuray na research. Part naman na siya sa RRL. So, isite ka na according to De La Cruz 2017. There was a significant relationship between passion and romance at P is less than 0.05. Imuhang study na ang isite. No, you can be an authority by virtue of the results that you produce in your statistical analysis, contributing to the development of another literature. Okay. So a major consideration in conceptualizing a research project is its potential for joining a conversation. It's called publication. Remember na ito, hindi lang ito CHED requirement, this is also the nature of every research. It has to be published. Journal nyo ba siya? Journal ba siya? International, national, or local publisher? Basta hindi lang predatory journal. Okay? Kasi ang mamahal ng predatory journal, pag 400 to 500 US dollars. Tapos matingala ka, ma-accept. Ang conference mo kay engineering, o niya, ang i-accept na study kay preschool education. No, unya wala ka abdag minuto na accept imong paper. So predatory ng mga ingana, no? Remember that you cannot join the conversation if you do not publish your paper. We call that shelf life tragedy. Kumbaga, pag human og hardbound gani sa papel, ibutang na lang sa cabinet, gathering dust. After pag di naman magamit sa accreditation, kaya napag-iwanan na ng 5 years, kaya 5 years naman dapat i-maintain sa accreditation, bye. So ang atong orientation should start on making our paper relevant. No? Bakit hindi siya napapublish? Because one thing na kulang sa paper is a sound statistical analysis. Mean score, ang gigamit nila, what is the level of, is there a significant relationship niya, ang gigamit kay kuan. Mean scores kani imong i-correlate, ang gigamit kay Pearson chi-square, murag di man ni mauoy. No? Murag ko pa kailang Pearson R ang statistician. Okay? So kailangan maayos yung ating statistical analysis. Sige. Now, Theory, theoretical framework, and research conceptualization. According to Hempel 1952, theory is like a complex spatial network whereby system and observation are the floating device, while rules of interpretation control and guide them. Remember that theory must be the basis of your statistical analysis. Again, this is just a refresher course. This is not something that's new to you. I know that you're doing this, but at least you will be reminded on the things that we're doing. Theory, okay, may mga questions usually. So, also iput pasabutan ng theoretical framework. Kung saan di kalahian sa theoretical framework, theoretical lens, o conceptual framework, o conceptual paradigm, o model. Kinay ubang school of thought, theoretical and conceptual framework gigamit. Usually, ginaisa na siya. Napoy ubang school of thought, ginalahi-lahi ang theoretical and conceptual framework. Napoy uban nga mga school of thought, nga wala yan ang nakabutang ng research paradigm. Kunya, mo kumpin, asa man imo ang box diri? No, namin yung mga box ang pangitao, na way makitang box, kuan na. Box, pwede pangitao, na kayo hala box, ay ang tanan, murang di man. Remember in statistics, bear this in mind, there's no standard symbols or figures for statistics. The standard statistical paradigm is actually an equation. No? We call that a model. And according to Turban 1994, a model is a social reconstruction of reality. Okay, that's fresh from the Compre exam. Okay, theory is like a complex spatial network. But pasabot, dili siya square, dili lang po siya circle. Depende na sa imong problem. But for purpose of illustration, you need to at least project it like a square or a box. Para po na ay makita ta ba, guided ta or step by step ang pag-guide sa atong study. So sir, bawal di ay ang square, sir, ilig magkuan sir conceptual framework, dili man bawal. Apan dili tanan research na ay box. Kaya pareha nang may mag-quali. Okay, my study is a reflective, interpretive, phenomenological inquiry. Pagka next page, box. Na pinakabutang independent variable o dependent variable. Na quali. Murag maka-shudder siya, no? Murag surprising siya. So your theory is the blueprint. That's actually the thing that dictates your method. Without your theory, your paper is purely a hearsay. No theory, just hearsay. No? So, kailangan guided ka of theory. Sir, nalibog po ko, sir, ba? Unsa ng theory, sir? Proposition, statement, unsa man na siya, sir? Ang theory na siya. No? Theory of reason, action. Theory of planned behavior. Naputay kinatawag ng theory katong ano daw ang nalay existence sa mga bayon. Queer theory. Naputay kinatawag ng mga theory pero in a form of a paradigm. We call that naiban ServQual or the Service Quality Framework ni Zethamal Parasuraman and Berry 1989 and 1991. Pag-uban gi-revise ni Grunrus et al. 1994. Katong na kay makita nga mga box. So, kadto siya, mautoy blueprint sa iyong research. Your blueprint contains your variables and your indicators. Unya, sir, kaya yun sa akong theory, sir, kaya dusi man ka buo ang akong indicators na tulo lang may require sa PAMET o sa CHED, sir. Uy, ako lang yung hagpatan. Tulo lang akong ibilin. Pwede ko mga hagpat, sir? No. You have to contextualize. Di lang yung ka maghagpat. Ay, di lang ko ani, kay pangit nga term. Kini lang, ganahan ko ani. So, dili na siya pwede. Okay? Sige. Next. Okay, pariyaan ni. According to Bandura's triadic reciprocal model, ang iyahang paradigm in ani. Okay, there is actually a bivariate effect or bivariate causality between behavioral determinants and personal determinants, and personal determinants affecting behavioral determinants. Same thing also with environmental determinants. Kaya siya triadic. Unya, kung kini ang framework, imuun din mo siyang box. No? Adapt as it is. Adapt this in your theoretical framework. It's just that your theoretical framework is the theory or blueprint that guides your paper. Pag abot sa imong conceptual framework, that's your own model based on your theory. Your conceptual paradigm is the operationalized and personalized paradigm based from your theory. So, dili parehas ang theoretical and conceptual framework. Kaya nga naman, namagod tayo ginatawag na context, which means that when you adopt the CERVQUAL framework of Parasuraman, which is a United States framework, it's also possible that the framework is not actually applicable in the Philippine setting. That's why you need to contextualize that in your conceptual framework. Ayun ang binagpati. No? Parang may hagpat ba, lusi ka buhok, itulo na lang nimo, ay di ko ani, kitsaka, no? Parehas sa rin yung IV o DV, kanang nagbutbut ang kuan ba, nagbutbut o comment, kay ngana. Ano gani, it has to be guided, no? Your statement or your correction shall be aligned with your theory or your RRL. Dili pwede nga, ikaw mismo mo hagpat, kay trip lang nimo. Nabi nga na, usahay nga, sir, kanang, palima lang daw, sir, kay para gamay-gamay ra daw among hago, sir. Ay, anak, ay na. Pila man kabuok ang nabilin. Sa 5, sir, kay paduha na lang daw, kay parehas daw ikatulo sa ikaupat o ikalima, na kung hala, perfect. Siya day si Grunrus. No? So, sometimes it's not actually a good practice. Next is, now po yung aning ang theory. Kung nursing ang imong sa or health-related ka, you can use this. Self-care theory by Orem, 1959. So nakita dito that there is a relationship between self-care agency and self-care per se. May relationship ang self-care and self-care demands. Meron ding relationship ang nursing agency with self-care and self-demands. And this also affects or predicts deficit. There is also a correlation between self-care demands and self-care agency, guided by conditioning factors surrounding these variables. So kung ang framework niya in aning og pag-state, you should also contextualize the framework in your conceptual framework. No? Kaya ang theory niya, nag-ingon man o relationship, ayaw din pangitag significant difference. Nabay usahay ng mga research ang ginagamit sa significant difference kay IV o DV ang ginabuhat nila kay, is there a significant difference on self-care when group according to self-care demands? No, ang IV, ang DV yung gigamit pag-moderate sa self-care, sa IV. So dapat, you have to be guided with your theory in doing statistical analysis. Later, I will show you the frameworks and how it's done. Okay, an organized body of concepts and principles intended to explain a particular phenomenon. That's according to Liddy and Umrod 2005. Thus, explains how and why something operates as it does. That's according to Johnson and Christensen 2007. Remember that when you do research, it answers the what and the how. It also operates the questions why, when, and where, but it falls under your method. Your introduction should answer how and why. And your how will be reflected also in your method. So kana nga mga questions, what, where, when, why, and how, these are reflected in your research. No, kanus a ikanta, unsaon pagkanda, kinsa ang mga tao nga involved, and so on and so forth. Next. Okay, theorizing is the process of systematically formulating and organizing ideas to provide understanding of a particular phenomenon. So, parehas sa una. I'll give you a very fun example. No? I usually give this example in my DM 101 and 203 class. Sometimes, some time ago, it's na ay mga itaas daw ang incidence of kiniganing. Sa una daw panahon, wala daw na ilan ilhan kung unsa daw ang statistical ganing magnitude of the gay population. So sa una, ginakandak nila ang they try to look for the factors that explain for the existence or the presence of gays in the human population. Until such time na naghimo sila kaugalingon nilang hypothesis. Kasagaran daw sa mga countries nga taas og gay incidence daw or katong daghang homosexual incidents is chicken. Nakasala na po ng manok. Unsa may tayo sala na mo nganong manok ang kuan, say inungdan, something like that. So, nayo ba na kay manok manggud na ang iyahang kuan? Nag-theory tayo sila, manok na hinungdan ko, so kay cow chicken wings yung mama pagkatong buntis. Sa tanan pagid mga kuano, sa tanan parts pagid chicken wings. Nalami ba yung chicken wings? Nung unang ginan siya, aka na siya, nabayo siya kay chicken wings at pinakaon siya mama. We always do that most of the time. Kana galing mag-infer ganita. When we infer, we claim or we blurt a statement. Sometimes we're not guided with statistical realities. Remember that it has to be scientifically proven first. No, kailangan pa mag-test pa ka manok, kung sa'yo nasa chicken wings. Kaya mingan ba sila na testosterone, apoy uban na nila medisina, mausa nga medisina, basta medisina lang sir. No? Kailangan siya i-test across the populations. Sir, nga din kailangan sir na i-test pa na. Because when you theorize or when you do a theory, it has to be expansive ang sample. Universal dapat imong consideration sa sampling methodology, which means nga, di lang enough nga Filipinos imong i-test. I-test mo na itong Amerikano, Italians, no? Australians. Napakano na ito ang mga nagsabak ng ginikanan o manok, chicken wings, tanaw na itong mabayot pang anak. So sometimes, nga na ang claim, muna siya kayo mukha na siyang chicken wings, which is not really appropriate. And it's hurting also. Nakakasakit sila ng damdamin. Okay, so something like that, no? So, mayon kasi lahat nga, unsay theory ni imong ika-prove. Kung ano good sir, kay kadto siya, kay nagakaon niyang mama chicken wings, pila man na siya kabuok, nga sample. Aw, duha or tulo sir. Aw, ang tawag ana dili statistics. Ang tawag ana isolated case. Kung sa man ang pagka-isolated case, glorious isolated case, no? Because that's the best of two worlds. Okay. So the outcome is the set of interconnected ideas, which is a theory. Your theory, again, is your blueprint. So kumain ka, sa mga pageants, ka dapat ang gwapa, how bright na mo answer. Basta gwapa na siya, how na siya mutubag. Dili na siya tinuod. It has to be tested, no? So ngayon baka na yung hypothesis, beauty of a pageant candidate is correlational with IQ. Tapos pag-test mo kay negatively correlated man. Which means, kung the higher, the more beautiful, the lesser the IQ. So kailangan na rin mo siya i-test. So kalagaling mo yun, galing ka. Nagani i-istorya galing ka statement, mangutana yun ka. Is that statistically analyzed? Or is that statistically viable? Kaya kung ka na siya, hearsay ra ka na. No? Or kung mayroon na isolated case. Sige, next. Okay, baratas box. Okay, we want to, natay mga paradigms nga ginasunod usually. So, mingon baka, nabay model nga niingon nga sa self-care nga. According to the self-care theory, the severity of patient's impairment and the dysfunctionality in family dynamics predict caregivers' depression or affects caregivers' depression. So ang ginabuhat is sometimes researchers are not fond of writing. Most of the researchers now are not really fond of cerebrotonic or kilometric writing. So ang ginabuhat sa Filipinos, gusto nila masaktan dayon at one glance ang theory, nagbuhat ng framework. So, i-box nila, severity of patients, arrow pointing to this, and dysfunctionality in family dynamics point to this. So, at one shot, masaktan dayon nimo ang framework or ang theory. So, dili mo pa sabot po na box, nga kanang box, di siya, di pwede natin i-circle, pwede po na siya i-circle. No? Pwede po na siya i-diamond. Pero sometimes, manggod, we are operationalizing variables. Diamond is an output. Paper is a cylinder is a database. Ang katong mga ingana nga murag papel is a document. This is a variable. No, naputay circle. Circle might be a latent variable. This one is an observed variable. Makakita mong circle, ang tawag na latent variable. Makakita mong square, observed variable na siya. Okay. Source A and B ang severity of patient's impairment. Source B ang dysfunctionality in family dynamics. Source B ang caregiver's depression. Sige lang. Now, source A, B, and C. Ito, ang intention natin dito sa source A and B is to measure the level. Itong source B is i-measure na po nato ang level ani. Ang source B po, kuhaan po niya siya, kanang i-measure nato ang level. Iwa ka takabaloon sa kataas ang level sa ilang depression. Now, if you use this one, if you try to test this one, its effect on this one, this is another question. This is another statistical tool to be used, as well as this one. So, measuring this one, measuring this one, measuring this one, or characterizing this one is a different statistical tool. Interrelating this one and this one is another statistical tool. And combining the influence of this one to this one, or estimating the effect of this one to this one and this one to this one is another statistical tool. So, dili tanan ang isa ka statistical tool makasolve sa problem. Next. Okay. Sige. Sunod pa. Okay, next pa. Okay, here are the types of a relationship of variables in a research framework. Okay. Sige. We have correlational, we have causal, it can be a direct effect, it can be a moderating effect, and it can be a mediating effect. Sige. Correlational research, according to Calmorin and Calmorin 2008, tries to establish the closeness of X and Y. Or it actually just estimates the degree of nearness or closeness of a variable to another variable. Ang causal naman is whether X affects Y or Y affects X, or vice versa. Now, there is a fundamental rule in statistics again. Correlation does not necessarily mean causation. Ibig sabihin, hindi lahat ng may relasyon nagkakasakitan. Sorry, mali. Hindi lahat ng related affects one another. Which means na close lang kayong dalawa. Pero kapag may ginawa si X, wala kang pakialam. Which means kapag may mag-i-increase ang value ng X, your Y will not actually change or minimal lang ang change because the change is not significant. So, better na kapag mag-establish kayo ng significant relationship, i-establish nyo rin ang causality. Again, ang protocol, this is not your main statistical tool. This is your statistical tool. Why? Because a causal relationship requires a correlational relationship. You cannot run a linear regression analysis without estimating the Pearson-R, Spearman's rule, or Kendall's tau, or the relationship. So, kailangan i-relate sa imo kung related ba na siya. Hala, related man siya. So, kailangan na po mo i-estimate ang iyahang causality. Meron kasing ibang paper na nag-diretso lang ng linear regression or nag-mediating effect, but hindi niya in-establish ang correlation. Dapat, according to your theory, you establish the relationship first before proceeding to the next statistical tool. Now, may nag-raise, Sir, correlation lang amo, sir. Uy, kay mga undergrad pa man na. Irregardless. There is no undergrad, master's degree or doctoral degree for correct statistical use. Sir, para lang good mag-learn sila, they will be disappointed if they find out that what they are learning in their level right now is exactly not the correct thing. So what we're going to do is kapag correlation siya, automatic na siya ka-protocol for regression. Sir, pwede ba i-correlate, sir, kung ang amo ang gigamit nga tool, sir, kay katong binary. Binary ang kuwan, no? You don't need that. You only need causal test kapag parametric correlation ang ginagamit natin. Or yung ginagamit natin is Pearson R. You don't need you don't need a correlation kapag logistic regression. Okay, this is the common thing. Direct effect is yung nakita ninyo kanina na framework. One variable pointing to another variable. Direct effect is what we call classical linear model or the simple linear regression. Moderating effect is, ipapakita ko yung framework ngayon. Mag-igang lagi. Igang? O sige, ato ang i-increase ang temperature ha because, learning retention is negatively correlational with higher temperature. Sige. Any questions so far? Sige, let's reserve that. Wala yung question. Okay, next. Okay. Correlating variables require double-headed arrow. Double-headed arrow or just a straight line connecting the two. However, if your intention is looking on the effect of this variable to this variable, you have to eliminate that one and this suffices. Okay, severity. There is a correlational na framework. Severity of patient's impairment is correlational with caregiver's depression, which is also correlational with functionality in family dynamics. So that's how the framework of correlation is presented. Okay, this is how you frame your statement of the problem. What is the SPI or what is the level or how extensive the level or what is the status or what is the perceived level, depende sa iyong paggamit, of SPI, DFD, and CGD data of the participants. Sir, kailangan nyo sir, isa-isahon nyo daw nimo ang kuan kanang what is the level of the IV, number 2, what is the level of the DV, number 3, what is the level of the MV. Pwede ba daw nga kanang kuan, kanang isa lang? Pwede ka ayoy. The lesser, the better. No, dili naman po pasabot nga kung isa-isahon po nimo, no? Ay kanang kung tulo ka imong variables, isa-isahon po nimo. Pwede ra gud po nimo siya isa-isahon, pero kilometric na kaayo ang papel. Pwede na nimo i-simplify. Pwede na nimo ibutang diri ang variables unya. Pwede na po di mo dili ibutang ang mga indicators. Kailangan ko tayo mga tendency nga. What is the level of the leadership skills in terms of 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4? Pwede na din mo dili ibutang. Pwede na mo ibutang sa imuhang research instruments. Or pwede na mo ibutang sa imong definition of terms. Nga, leadership skills is defined as the extent of leadership practices in terms of
So, excuse me.
Yes.
Can you read that proposition as institutional description?
Yeah, actually, it's the institutional description and it's also suggested as an APA standard. Pero, again, it's actually an institutional directive. Pwede yan i-implement, pwede din hindi niya i-implement. And another thing also is, this is also one of the practices na ginagamit ng APA. So I'm just resonating. Second one, is SPI significantly related to CGT? Pwede din yan, no? Pwede din magsabi na, is there a significant relationship between? Pwede rin. Basta i-emphasize natin ang significant relationship. Third one, is DFD significantly related to CGD? Pwede mo rin na sasabihin dito, Are there established relationships between SPI and CGD? DFD and CGD and SPI and DFD? Pwede din. So again, these are suggested APA references for statement of the problem. Sige, next. So ito, another framework is review R's and students' performance. So ang statement of the problem na suggested is, meron pa, parenting styles and study habits. Pwede mong i-establish, no, is there a significant relationship between parenting styles and study habits? Okay, another framework is direct effects. Ito yung simple linear regression. So, makikita natin dito na ang direct effects is this arrow and this arrow from these variables pointing to this variable. Sige. So, if the IVs are, ito yung mga provisions natin ha. If the IVs are categorical or nominal. Ano yung categorical or nominal? May mga variables kasi that are nominal by nature or mag-check ka sa checklist. Like, religion. Like for example, what is your religion? Alam mo, i-check niyo siya kanan. You only choose isa kasi masasaktan yung iba. Anyway, you only choose one. For example, age bracket. Kung age bracket natin, we choose from a certain range. And another one is sex. Napag ibang utana kanang, sir, unsa din ang sex? Unsa po ng gender? When can we use sex and gender? Kaya may uban ma-heard. Sex is a biological attribute. Gender is a preference attribute. So, the use of sex and gender is actually debatable. Pero again, that's how you define sex. So for example, gusto lang dyan ka na ang variable nimo is actually pwede na siya ma-define between a man and a woman. Pwede siya. But there are variables that are variant according to preference. For example, academic performance. Di man na mo pwede lang ikuan sa man, woman. Naman po yung mga literature na gingon that those in the third sex perform better than men and women. May nga nga kuan, nga ganing proposition. So you use gender. Pero again, it's the discretion of the researcher. Okay. Number one, what is the level of the SPI, DFD, and CGD data of the participants? Number two, is there a significant difference in CGD when participants are grouped according to their SPI? Hala nga naman significant difference data. Ang atong framework man is direct effects. Usually, yung nakasanayan natin is yung variables like age, religion, household size, yung mga profile variables are placed as moderating variables. When in fact, they are not moderating variables. They are differentiating variables. Moderating variables will be discussed mamayang alauna by Dr. John Stephen Corrata. Okay? Now, is there a significant difference in CGD when participants are grouped according to their DFD? Sir, ganina lagi sir, wala lagi ko nakita na box na nag-point sa baba pataas. Again, it's actually institutional, pero yung suggested talaga is lahat is direct effects. You can use t-test and ANOVA when your variables are age, sex, educational attainment, nga nalang sa left, kunya ang ilahang differentiate is naa sa right. Not necessarily nga naa sa ubos ang framework. Okay? Pero, kinsa may nakakita dali og studies na na-independent variable, tapos na-moderating variable, nag-point sa arrow between IV and DV. Kana siya, dili na siya differentiating variable. Ang tawag na confounding variable. Because those variables confound the relationship or mediate the relationship. That's another term. Mediate the relationship between IV and DV. Mediating effect gani is another thing because it's actually regression ihapon between three variables. Okay, next. Okay, muna siya ang simple na direct effects. Teachers' academic preparation pointing students' performance. Another example, parenting styles and students' performance. Now, by a tendency that parenting styles are different. No, we have authoritarian, we have authoritative, we have may autocratic, meron ding permissive na parenting, may passive na parenting style. So, iba-iba yung effect niya sa students' performance. Sometimes, we measure them as indicators under parenting styles. Like, what is the level of parenting styles in terms of permissive? Where in fact, parenting style in itself has different classifications. Hindi mo siya pwedeng isagul. Yung galing i-mean score, hindi mo siya tagsa-tagsa. Tapos i-over mo divided by 5. Kasi iba-ibang style yun. So they are considered distinct from one another. Hence, you measure them individually and not as a whole. Next. Okay, review hours affecting students' performance. Another thing is parenting styles and teachers' academic preparation affecting or influencing students' performance. Okay? Okay, ito na yung moderating effect. This is how a moderating effect framework is also displayed. More of this will be discussed mamayang alauna. Okay, because the details of this are quite technical. Sige, let's proceed. These are your considerations in creating a framework, a statement of the problem out from a moderating effect. If the IVs are categorical or nominal, here are the sample statements of the problem. Okay, what is the level? Number 2, is there a significant difference in CGD when participants are grouped according to SPI? Is there a significant difference in CGD when participants are grouped according to DFD? Does DFD significantly moderate the influence of the SPI on the CGD of the participants? So kapag moderating variables, ang expected ana nga statement is significant moderation. So hindi siya significant difference. Kasi kapag significant difference, you're comparing the mean scores between two or more groups. And that's, ang pagka-state ana is, does DFD, are DFD scores significantly different between groups A and B? Dapat. Or does a male or female respondent perform than a female or a male respondent? Pwede siya imana. Moderation is different from differentiation. Okay, proceed. So if the IVs are scale or mix, ito naman yung sample. Ito yung sample ng questions. So number 1, level. Number 2, does SPI significantly influence CGD of the participants? Number 3, does DFD significantly influence the CGD of the participants? And number 4, does DFD significantly moderate the influence of SPI on the CGD of the participants? Same thing, gihapon siya atong isa. Pero nag-significant difference ng itong una. Kay nominal or categorical to siya nga variable. Kini siya is scale variables naman siya, regression natong ganito. Okay, proceed. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, this is mediating effect. Mediating effect, no, I know Dr. Jamante is very well versed for this. Mediating effect is actually estimating simple linear regression between this one to this one. This one is also estimated for simple linear regression, this one and this one. And this one, no, is estimated as a dependent variable of this one. What is the rationale of the mediating variables? Which means that this one has an effect to this one. But when this one entered into the scene, does the effect of coping same or still remain significant or become insignificant at the entry of this one affecting this one? Kumbaga, typical example ko na ginabigay ito. Dalawa kayong magkaibigan. close kayo talaga, no? You are really best of friends talaga. Almost 100% kilala yung isa't isa. Nung napunta na yung another friend ninyo sa grupo, yung pagtingin pa sa'yo ng best friend mo, parehas pa rin ba? Nung nandun na yung pangatlong friend ninyo. So, syempre, nababawasan siya. Minsan, significant pa din yung relasyon, sometimes insignificant na. At the entry of the third person in the group. Okay? Yes. No? Yan ang tinatawag natin na third party. Oh, friends lang yung ginamit ko para mas maintindihan. Para hindi naman masakit. Next. Okay, pwede po lang mediating effect ingani. Mediating effect is like this. It's, according to your theory, sinabi natin na treatment regime significantly has an effect with longevity. But according to your RRL, coping is being affected by treatment regime also. Another theory said that coping directly has an effect on longevity. So pwede mo siyang i-display na coping mediates the influence of regime to longevity. Pwede ganyan. Pwede din yung isa. Balikan mo yung isa. Pwede din ganyan. Pero okay din naman yung framework sa sunod. Yan.
Pero as practice,
Katong isa. Actually, ito yung pinakasikat. This is because this is called the Baron-Kenny approach. Baron-Kenny 1989 approach. This is what we call MedGraph. Oh. Now, MedGraph is very important because gagamit tayo ng Sobel test. Sobel test will be offered as a separate course in the future. Sige. So, these are the protocols or these are the sample statement of the problems when the protocol is if IVs are scale or mix. O ito na yung gagamitin natin para bukas, no? Gagawa tayo ng model bukas under Dr. Felix Chavez Jr.'s term. So, dito sa model modification, titingnan na natin yung best fit model na maaaring mag-explain kay illness given the following exogenous variables. Okay, in structural equation modeling, ladies and gentlemen, walang independent and dependent variables. We call that exogenous variables and endogenous variables. Bakit? Because each of these variables are computed for correlation and covariance as well as direct effect to illness. And the errors in the model are being factored here. So hindi siya independent and dependent because lahat ito may relationship. So we call that exo. This one is endo.
basta masakyan siya, endo siya.
Kasi masakyan biya.
Basta siya'y sakyan. Tanang sakay.
Tanang sakay. Basta gali mag-relate lang siya tanan.
Sakay, exo.
Exo. Sige, umana na BFF. Pwede po ingani ang iyong buhato. Exercise affects fitness. Hardiness affects stress. And both of them has a direct effect on illness. But there is also a possibility that exercise has a covariance on hardiness. So magbuhat ta ani mag-drawing ta tomorrow. So this one, direct effect ito. This one also is direct effect. The link between this one and this one is correlation. Okay. So, ano kailangan mag-drawing sa stat? Because sometimes, statistics in drawing is an innovative solution to the problem. Yung lagi kayo makita. Kaya sometimes, kung mag-interpret magugag tables lang, medyo lang ito, magudya tanawon. Kanang, puro mga numbers ba na nakabutang dito nga mga Kolmogorov Smirnov test. Sa man yun, may wala natin makita ba kaya para tanaw na ito at least mabrighten na itong day. Okay.
Na-stress niya sa lahat.
Dalang tuo. Kaya kayo malanang. Oo. Alas. Okay, let's proceed. Okay. Remember that those models are the usual or typical models according to studies in different journals. Again, as pointed out or as explained by Dr. Diamante, it's actually an institutional discretion ending on how the students communicate the research findings. Because sometimes, an institution has a different way of really communicating statistical analysis. It might be that you're fond of placing words on your tables, or you might be fond of presenting raw data from SPSS. No? At the end of the day, it's always a matter of how you communicate as well. Remember also that meron tayong universal format at meron tayong standard according to APA version 6 na kailangan sundin when we do publication. This means that the manner you present your statistical analysis in the journal is the true essence of your correctness, of your correctness as well as your competence as a statistician. But however, we go back to research conceptualization's purpose kanina. Your statistical analysis shall address the idea that you espoused in your theory and you tested in your conceptual paradigm. Because what you're doing in a quantitative research is basically testing a theory or debunking a theory by developing one. Any questions? Okay, questions. BFF.
No, not so. Very well.
Okay. Dr. Chico, you're raising your right hand. Ay, salang to sa Dr. Chico. Okay. Dalangan. Sige. Hi, Sir Alden.
Good morning, everyone. I am Alben from College of Teacher Education. Sir, can you go back to the research questions?
Sir?
Yung research questions kanina, sir. Yung tungkol sa may mga initials or acronyms.
Okay. Kani?
Yes, may isa pa, sir.
Another thing.
Yung may significant difference.
Nominal.
Okay, nominal. Back pa back.
Okay,
Mix man ni siya.
Nominal.
Kani?
Okay, that's it. Specifically number 2.
Yes, sir.
At least from our college, it's not really common practice to use another variable to group students. But I tried it once, and one experience that I had as a statistician was that konti na lang ang isang grupo, while the other mas malaki.
Okay.
So how would we deal with sampling imbalance in that case?
Okay. So yung sampling balance. Usually,
Referring to an experimental study.
experimental yung research natin, sir, or
Just a profiling, a moderating.
sir, experimental yung study or yung so yung siya, hypothesis testing using applied.
Parang ano lang siya, sir.
We group according to
comparative.
gender,
So hindi siya experimental.
Correlational in nature.
Correlational in nature. Nalang balance sa imuhang groupings. Like, ang imuhang population is 300, 50 ra imong male, na to 50 ang female.
When I attempted to divide the sample according to, say, parang ginawa, sir, binary na lang siya. Binary grouping na lang. Low, high, parang ganyan.
Oh.
Is it possible to do that?
Yung asan, sir?
Yung parang trying to convert the scale level to nominal level for grouping.
I see. So parang,
What is your take on that, sir?
okay, we're talking about an independent or moderating variables, not dependent variable, right?
Trying to find out whether there is a difference between group 1 and group 2.
With analyze
when these groups were being created, by classifying them according to whether they have low response or whether they belong to
I
low
see.
group or high group.
I'm getting your point, sir. Ganito yan. Sometimes, scale variables are usually converted into categorical or nominal variables for purpose of comparison. Especially kapag meron tayong ranging. Like for example, IQ scores. Kung i-divide natin yung IQ scores, kapag umabot ng ganitong threshold, ang tawag dyan low, coded as 0. Kapag umabot siya pataas, that's 1. Pwede siya na practice if your research statement or your problem is geared towards addressing that concern. Pero kung sa atin is influence, like gagamitin mo yung score mo as dependent variable, kailangan mo talaga siyang i-estimate as it is. Unless otherwise, you will run logistic regression. Now, for addressing the imbalance in sampling, kailangan protocol mo yan, that's a restriction mo sa yung sample size selection. A sample size selection and random assignment of your sample. So kung alam mo na hindi balance yung sample mo, kay may lalaki ka at saka may babae, konti lang yung lalaki, tapos napakarami ng babae, you need to expand your sample. Kasi sometimes, kapag magsi-significant difference tayo na konti lang yung isang grupo at napakarami ng isang grupo, it will really affect the credibility of your results.
It's a simple decision. Out of 350 females and 250 males,
Now, what?
gender. A start.
For as long as ang ating statement of the problem really wants to differentiate the scores between males and females.
By the way, sir, there's no problem if we group our students or our respondents according to demographic profile. Because
Okay.
it's predetermined.
Okay.
My question really is about, I suppose that SPI is para bang a variable measured using Likert scale or
SP
5-point scale, maybe?
SPI is categorical or nominal.
Anong ibig sabihin nga sir ng SPI dyan?
Kung sa galing SPI, naku, din.
Baka iba yung pagkaintindi ko.
Amibot ko sa SPI. Severity of patient's
So
impairment.
is it,
Pwede na siya, nominal siya, so very high, high, low. Kalagaling ordinal variables po. Oh, so ordinal siya or categorical range.
okay. So it's clear now sir, there's no problem anymore about that. Ano na lang sir, yung balikan na lang natin yung question mo kanina. What is your take on this? Trying to make use of this variable measured using 5-point scale to divide or to classify sample into say more than 2 groups and using this as new groups now for comparison.
You go back, you go back to your RRL.
Yes.
Because sometimes our RRL states that your variable might be measured interval or scale. Now, when you define your variable as interval or mean scores and can be further subdivided into a categorical score based on your literature, it can be.
Yes, sir. For example, we want to find out whether students will differ in terms of academic performance when students are grouped according to whether they have low stress level or high stress level.
Yes, sir.
In our practice, we have 5-point scale to measure stress. So is it a good practice to do such a thing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. May non-parametric counterpart yan, sir. Like for example, mean scores. Kini nga mga mean scores is substituted as 5. Kini nga mean score, mahimo nimong 4. Kini is 3 to 1. Tanawon nimo ang significant trend. There's a non-parametric counterpart of that. Pwede siya.
It can be converted also into a logistic regression analysis.
Yeah. For example, sir, kung i-convert nimo duha, like binary nimo, like 0 or i1 nimo, or between 2 groups lang siya, so pwede nimo magamit ka og binary logistic regression. Pero kapag 2 or more than that, natapos imo nimo siya, ma-regress nimo tong imong independent variables dito, pwede ka magamit og MNN or multinomial logistic regression. Pero kung ang imong intention is differentiating lang sa duha, pwede siya provided your RRL calls for the proxying of your scale variables into categorical or nominal variables. Pwede siya.
Sir, another thing is that from our common practice here in UM, we always think of demographic profiles as moderating variables. And I hope that our speaker will shed light on this, I think this afternoon. Maybe
Yes, sir.
your point of view on this. Why it is not considered as
As-
moderating variable?
Hindi siya moderating variable, sir, if your intention is to look on the significant difference. If your framework tells you to look for the variances of the mean scores or the IQ of a man and a woman, the beauty of a man and a woman, or whether Roman Catholics are performing than Islams and Jews or sino ba yan, it's not actually moderating, because moderating is looking on decreasing or increasing the influence of two or more variables already. When you moderate a relationship, that means you tend to minimize or you tend to increase the impact of A to B if you're C. That's moderating. Differentiating kasi is merely looking on A and B in the perspective of a male and a female, and that's differentiating. So, if in case magmo-moderating variable ka, titingnan mo if your variable that you use is really appropriate for moderating. Kasi sometimes age can be a moderating variable. You use age when you moderate the impact of lifestyle towards obesity. Pwede yan. Because as your age increases, you might also increase your lifestyle and you decrease obesity. Pwede yan. Pero kung magbutang kasi yung statement of the problem of demographic profile, allowable ba na siya? Pwede na good wala. You can just actually put there in your respondents. Pwede na ka mag-profiling dito na. Of the 400 dimensions, 63% are males. Pero again, it's suggestive. It's only a suggested approach because there are some schools who really stick on that.
For example, how we are going to motivate the alcohol content of Tanduay and Coca-Cola. So, meaning to say, to moderate the alcohol content is to add water or to add ice. It's just like that, the concept.
Yes, BFF. Sa asa na, Dr. Diamante, sa kwarto siya, no? We're talking here of ganit. Para mawala ang kahalang, butang ice or water. Tama to siya. Sir po, yes po.
Mr. Bonganoy from Case UN. Ano po ba, sir, ang DFD is also categorical in that segment?
Balikan sa nato, sir, ha? Dysfunctionality in family dynamics. I think this is, in this area, this is also categorical.
So going back to the objective number 4, pwede din ba ipasok dito yung tinatawag na two-way classification ng ANOVA?
Two-way ANOVA or interaction effect?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, may two-way ANOVA pala, and that's what we call interacting effect. When we interact variables, you multiply the variables. Sige. Anything, you can ask questions before we install our software. Kaya mag-i-install na tayo in 5 minutes. Oh, yes, Sir Louis.
Sir, ang nandito po sa lecture mo, sir, is yung moderating, yung shifting, differentiating will tell you kung ano yung record ginamit mo sa vertical framework.
Baliktad, sir. Your diagram shall tell you on the kind of analysis that you will be doing. Your diagram will tell you on the kind of analysis that you're doing. Your diagram is actually a representation of your statement of the problem.
And identifying the appropriate statistical
Tools. So, ang imong tanaw, ilig mag-start, di ko tulog na akong gina-require pirmi. Number 1, diagram. Kaya mo man ang i-test. No? Ang diagram ang imong i-test. Your diagram is a reflection. It's actually a paradigm of your statement of the problem. Kaya kung ang mo man na siya ang operationalization sa imong statement of the problem, ang imong statement of the problem po, mag-require po na siya tag sa statistical tools. Ana. Now, sir, pwede ba sir sa isa ka problem kay duha or tulo ka statistics akong gamiton? If that requires you to be happy, go for it. Pwede kaayos siya. Actually, pwede kung ka magkanagaling, pwede mo siya i-test in 3 times. For example, no, na akong ginabuhat. Anay question, what are the predictors of academic performance of students? Akong gibuhat, i-invoke na ko ang i-invoke na ko ang statement ni ni Turba 1994 as well as Tabaknik and Fidel 2000. Yung ko sila nga, in answering statement of the problem number 3, I utilize simultaneous, stepwise, and classical linear regression. Compare na ko to model 1, stepwise, model 2, na multiple linear, model number 3, sa patong classical, simultaneous, and statistical. I-compare na ko asa ang tulo. Pinaka-best yun siya. Pwede na rin mo siya buhaton. Pero kung ikaw ang statistician nga, naganahan ka mag-present ng tulo. Daghan king Dr. Manonso po. O ano, pwede na siya. Napoy uban nga ka na ganing, pero kalakon suggested na siya. Pwede na din na mo buhaton. Apan, I have learned this lesson, very important lesson in research, advising, mentoring, and paneling. Number 1, importanteng consideration, what the problem say. Problema yun. Number 2, what the theory say. Number 3, what instruments say. And last but the most important, what the panel will say. Very important. Because panel members are live. Kumbaga, at the end of the day, when you arrive on a specific problem na gusto niyo kasulbaran, kung nakita sa panel members niyo that you have to simplify this one, wala yung problema ka siya. Basta lang, you make sure that what you're doing is aligned with the 4 principles. Theory, data, concept, panel. Bitaw ka, at the end of the day, panel ba yung magbuot? No? Panel dyan ang magbuot. Ang advisor, igo na lang good mo, hilak sa kuan. Sige na lang, wala na ko, sige na lang, uy. Wala na lang kita na, sige na lang, inalang ka mag-confounding variables. Kaya hindi mo sa panel, sir, di lang daw lang maroon ang life, sir. O basta, ang sample size ha, dapat, adik ko eh. Yes, sir, nahilang kilong stats, sir, kaya maglibog daw sila, sir. O sige, go. Ganun man, hindi na ito libog-libog ng life. Morang bayara. Pero, if you wanted, if the panel is liberal, may mga panel kasi that are very liberal. They question the concept and not the stat. Like, bahal, kasi nilabot kung sa stat, timudra, basta imong problema is ma-present mo appropriately. Kay, usay mo, ako po, hilig ko mag-assign og mga lisod na stat, kanang mga maabot na o kana ganing Kolmogorov Smirnovzites, kasi pwede na gutites. Maabot kong Shapiro wheel for normality, pwede na gudi mo tanawon ang standard deviation, pero makita yung Shapiro wheel pa, kunuhay lamig paminawon. Kung kasagaran, kung gusto na itong mga lisod paminawon, mo may madaog. So it depends. The panel will tell you on the appropriateness of your statistical tools. Okay. Questions. Anyway, sharing of best practices. Pwede nyo man siyang i-share. Ang UM is very liberal when it comes to sample size selection. If the panel will say adequate na ang 100, ganito lang, we will not impose sampling certain sample size. It always depends on the problem. But you have to make sure that the sample size meets 10 times the variable. Walang may pinaka-common. Kung 5 imong variable, na paghuman, 5 ang imong variable times 10, 50 is enough. Pero kung gusto kag representation yun, okay, kung gusto ka representative, lain po kayo ng 50 kayo mong pangutan, 4 million ang population sa Davao City. No? Nagkuha kang tagsa-tagsa kada barangay. No, ang iyong pag napangutanan kay one day pa lang nagpuyo sa Davao. So ayaw. No, kailangan i-consider nito ang sample size. Pero ang pinaka-basic according to Cohen 1967, 10 times the number of variables. Pwede po ninyo i-invoke ang sampling size requirement ni ni Kenny 2,000, 150 to 200 respondents. Pero kung gusto mo, pwede po mo mag-sample size computation using Yamane's formula, also known as or commonly known as Slovin's formula. There is no such thing as Slovin's formula, it's Yamane's formula. Popularized by Slovin. Hindi yan Slovin's formula, it's Yamane's formula, popularized by Slovin. Okay. Karon, sir, kanang among framework, necessary ba yun ganatay? Yes, BFF.
Kuhanan ko na ako katong 10 times
The
variable. Kung duha lang siya ka variable, kung lang siya 20, merong indicators, kasali yun. For instance, ang ID mo, 5 indicators, 50 na yun.
50.
ID mo, 30, 80 na yun lahat.
Pero pariya atong kini ba ganina nga framework, wa man nakita ang mga indicators. So pulo-pulo na siya. Now, ibutan na to, leadership skills according to inspirational motivation, inspired charisma, napato yung mga intellectual stimulation. Kung 5 ka puok, di times 10, 50.
Pero ang minimum 400. Adequacy of
Kana na ng 400 for a large sample. Okay. Thank you for raising. According to the rule in statistics, the minimum sample for an infinite population is 400. Even if billions na siya, 400, yun na mo gawas. O minimum na siya. Ano minimum man siya? Pwede man mo siya i-1,200 respondents. Now, if ang imuhang population, ang imuhang intention is nationwide sampling, 1,200. You get 300 from Balance of Luzon, 300 from GMA, 300 from Visayas, and 300 from Mindanao. And you do multi-stage cluster sampling. Okay. How's the refresher so far?
What is the basis of saying that 30 sample is already?
Hindi siya adequate, ma'am. Hindi siya adequate talaga. Yung applicable lang yung 10 times the number of respondents kapag mag-estimate ka ng logistic regression at saka ng mga ng ordinary least squares regression. That's statistical basis. However, theoretical basis, it's not adequate.
There are some who say that if it is already normally distributed, with a sample size of 30, so you can have a sample size of 30.
Actually, there are books actually explaining how many respondents
Are required.
to use that particular statistical tool. For instance, t-test, okay yung 30. At
Okay,
sa
yeah.
correlation, the statistical tool, kapag
Yes.
gamitin mo 30, okay na yun.
Pero, kana siya nga mga requirement, that's the minimum requirement only. But you do not assign 30 respondents to cover an entire locality. Dili siya pwede. Statistically possible siya, kaya ang yan mo produce siya og coefficient. Na ay mga SPSS programs, kapag 20 lang imong sample na correlation nila, failed to converge ang mugawas. Pag abot mo,
t-test, more than 30, you use statistical tool t-test, automatically will convert into a c-test.
na siya BFF. Ah.
Pag more than 30, 100, 200, so sleepers na siya.
Okay, ZPES is non-parametric. Non-parametric na siya. Okay, kato lang, ang basic manggod na rule of thumb ni Cohen, 10 times the number of respondents. Pero dapat siya yung rule na additional. Kung 100 na gano'n yung population, 100% inclusion ka na siya. Universal sampling siya. Kung 200 to 300, 80%. Kung 400 to 1,000, 60%. Or compute stratified random sampling, whichever is better. Kapag 1,000 or more, ana siya. Mag-compute na yung kaana o using Yamane's formula. Pero kung 100 yung respondents, gusto na kamukuha o 15 ka buok, kay 100 na gano'n naka-experience na pag-quali na lang. Uy, quali na lang. Ikaw na lang alang mga narratives. No?
100 ang party
Ano yung magkuha na kang 30 sa 100 BFF, kaya maabot na ng data saturation.
8 is enough. 8 to 10, okay, mabuang ta. Mabuang ta clustering sa idea.
Okay. Now, again, there's no hard rule talaga in statistics. Every statistical tool requires a specific sample. Parehas ugma, mag-conjoint analysis man ta. Kung mag-conjoint analysis na, according to Orme and Huber 2000, 150 to 1,200 respondents lang siya dapat. Dili ka pwede mo baba o 150, kaya dili siya mo load. Kung more than 1,200 po ka, almost perfect ang iyang correlation. So, dili siya pwede. Na po yung statistical to logistic regression. Na kay 50 ka book variable, 50 times 10. Ano yung sample size? Simple by varying correlation, 30 or more respondents is good. Pero, you check your statistical tool if it fits the contextuality of your research local. Dili po yung Davao City na 30 rin yung pangutanhon. So, if in case mag-survey na ko karon o kuan, o sa ka-thesis na pansirong pangutanhan, masters na ko. Tungod sa 30 ka respondents. Although I have read one na 30 na dyan ka respondents sa usa ka grad school. Ug di nga lang ko mag-mention sa ngalan. Kaya wala siya sa Davao City.
Kasi mga presidente mo yung eskwelahan.
Kasi nga siya sa Canberra University.
Basin, sir. Kana dito napita, or basta dira napita, something like that. Or maka-shock siya, kunya, Davao City ang iyang school. Ana, correlation. Pero sige na lang kayo, naman tayo ginahingon nga, gi-invoke nila ang fourth principle, what the panel said. Among gila pinaka-powerful, what the panel said, manggiwa, magintay mabuhat, kasi kung sa nakahawag, kung ang panel may dili. Ana. Pero as much as possible, at least we can educate them. No? At least, if in case we do not do it by academic insultation, then at least we do it by solsultation. Oh. Kandi, usay, ang panel magignato kasi sila, di ba ang gamhanan sa itong papel? I tell you, it's always the same thing. It's the same thing across the globe. The panel will really be the expert. So, ang atuaan na, educate them. At least, masuggest po na ako ma-practice, at least your statistician will be there during the defense. Or one of the members of the panel is the statistician. Kaya para kabalupod siya mo mediate or mo moderate sa argument. Ang tawag niya, mediating statistician. Wala siyang variable, mediating statistician. So any questions? Mag-lecture ko sa installation na sa atong tulo ka software. Tulo atong software for free. O napag ko ihatag isa. Ipang-apod-apod na ko na, uy, susun sa may atong ika ko. Ihatag na to na tanan kay para makabalot tanan ang mga tao sa Pilipinas. No? Is makabawi ko ganina sa akong pagka-loading ceremonies. Okay? Okay na tayo. So, Mr. Kuan, Mr. Abad.
Good morning. With regards to statistics, sir, we all know that
I didn't know also.
Sir, nagbuhi yun sa statistics is, the tool is ang equation, di ba?
Yes.
So, what if you are not satisfied with the equation, given the fact na daghan nag-study nung ibasa, especially to inferential statistics, nagyo ka kayong result nung nakuha. Tapos daghan naging benchmark ng ibang basa. Pwede ba, sir, nga atuwa ang usbo ng equation just to satisfy your subjectivity about the study nga ma-pursue siya nga mas reality?
Okay, what particular equation are we talking? The general equation or the contextualized equation? Kasi kung may tao general equation, mura ko na ka ng linear regression, no? Y is equals to A plus BX plus C, magiging siya. Or ato nang ikuan, Y hat equals to beta sub 0 plus beta sub 1, beta sub n plus error term. Now, if in case maghimo ka og equation, na imuhang equation, kanang working equation, nasabi ko to sa BM 101 ko, no? Working equation gaya ang gagamitin mo, yun ang i-modify mo. Hindi yung general na linear regression, makasukan ta ni Fisher.
So, okay lang na usbon tong general equation.
Ang basis nimo sa pag-usap sa equation must not be data-driven. Dapat ang data mag-adjust sa imong equation. Kasi kung ang imong results mali, which means something is wrong with your data.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so your equation remains. Because the theory stated something like that. Okay, napunta yung usahay na mag-estimate ang equation na gigamit nato pa yan ng Brazil. Siya ang nagkuhan sa equation sa Brazil, i-contextualize natin sa Philippines. Agaray kay negative man, not significant pa ng variables atong i-include, pati gamaya sa R square. So ang mahitabuan na, which means that the context of their study is not applicable in our context. That's one. Second one is, there must be something wrong with your sample size. Now, okay man ako sample size. Third, there must be wrong on the administration of the instrument. Kailan yung bang bayaan no? Bisan pag 1,200 respondents, i-check 5555555. Napo yung ban 5421234. Panaan ang kuan oh, naan. Or napo yung ban kay para safe para dili ibagsak sa teacher. 3 kay para safe. Ang tawag ana statistical outlier. Labi na masakpan nato ng siya class ngano man. Number 1 question, I am certain that I am happy. 5. Pag amo sa question number 71, I am sad all the time. 5. Wala na ni, makaingon siya ko ani, something is wrong yun. Nagay gibuhat ani nga milagroso nga dalan sa kamatuuran. 5 tanan. So dili na siya allowable. Naano ko yung mga instrument that serves as, na siya mga items that checks the reliability and consistency of the items. We call that psychometric validation. So tomorrow, mag-discuss tayo tomorrow morning kay Dr. Chavez. When can we say that the instrument is valid, reliable, and consistent? Using factor analysis. Okay? So, okay pa? Buhay pa tayo? Sige. Mamayang hapon, mag-start tayo sa workshop and I will circulate a paper kung saan yung gustong mag-enroll bukas ng hapon. Whether sa logistic regression, that's good for psychology and education studies, or pwede din business, or sa pure business research. Meron tayong conjoint analysis. No, conjoint or data envelopment analysis. Either of the two will do. Ang DEA, kay kuwanan siya. Ang DEA, pwede na ko i-discuss DEA 1 hour, tapos 1 hour conjoint analysis, para lingaw. Okay? So far, any questions? Wala? Sige, let's start installing your software. Your, some of the handouts that some of the slides are already provided as well as the data. Nandun siya sa folder.